My name is Shantanu Naidu. I am a social entrepreneur. I love to marry business and social impact. And I was working in my first job. Everyone else had chosen not to do the job and go abroad for masters themselves. And at a certain point in time, I recognized that every single person I know from my batch has left the country. And that triggers the anxiety. I decided I have to go abroad and study, and I put in my papers the next day. But within 2 days, my boss found a replacement, and I thought to myself that if I was to die or disappear or worse, what would I be known as? In the COVID lockdown, I was living next to an elderly couple called the Punjabis, and before I knew it, Mrs. Punjabi would just bring a hot plate of food. I was so much in anguish that how can someone do so much for me without me being able to do anything at all for them? And before I knew it, I realized that a young spirited individual with the intent of just having conversation and exchanging time can really impact the lives of elderlies, especially the ones that live alone waiting for a phone call from overseas. And that's when I knew that I need to collect more individuals who think like me, who want to do it because of the reasons that I do it for. I think every person, especially every young person who spends time with the elderly, walks away with sort of a cleansed experience every time, because not only does it prioritize what really matters in the long run, in the short run, it diminishes the severity of your own issues. It gives you a sense of perspective of what you should really focus on. Every single senior is coming from a different place. Some are so enthusiastic and full of life, and it's a joy to be with them and get them to do more things. But the truly rewarding ones are the ones that have been stuck in bad places and haven't gone out for a walk because their spouse died and they don't feel like going out, or chemotherapy has drained them of life completely. And when you work at them and you ask, when these youngsters have asked them 10, 11, 12 times, and then the 13th time they decide to, fine, I'll go on a walk with you. The kind of emotional reward you get from that I did this. My team is comprised more of women and girls in all the projects that we do. I have no problem embracing the fact that women in general tend to be more empathetic. I think they're just built that way. But I think to accept and bring it over into boys and men has been a lovely process, because once you start seeing the world that way, it's just so much more inclusive, so much more accommodating, and there is no shame in having that at all. And that continues to drive me.